Judica County is brought to you by Whitaker and Hamer, attorneys and counselors at law, your law firm for life.
Welcome back into Judica County Radio. Your hosts are Josh Whitaker and Joe Hamer, managing partners, Whitaker and Hamer Law Firm. Of course, Whitaker and Hamer, the power behind this program. They have offices located conveniently for you: Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay, Varina, Gastonia, and in Morehead City. I'm Morgan Patrick, consumer advocate. If you've got a legal situation you're facing, you can always call the firm and get some answers to those questions. 800-659-1186, 800-659-1186. Leave your contact information, briefly what the call's about, and an attorney with Whitaker and Hamer will be in touch. And you can email your questions to the show. We'll answer them on a future broadcast. info@judicacounty.com. Josh, take it away.
You know, when we do this, when we sit around and answer these questions, we hope it's useful. I think the hope is it's entertaining and useful, but at least, at the very least, useful.
Yeah.
And we take these questions as they come, and some of them are more interesting than others. But anyway, with that said, here's the first question I got out of our pile here is, how do you get your court case continued? All right, that's the question. How do you get your court case continued? Now, they're not telling us what kind of case it is, so we're going to have to go through a couple of cases here. But how do you get your court case continued?
You walk in, front kick to the door, bam, smack it open, storm in. No, it's you go and you ask for a continuance, man. That's really it. And like you said, the court is going to have leniency in some situations, and they're going to be less lenient in others, and they're going to look at a variety of factors. And if this is the first time you've come to court, it's a minor infraction or offense, assuming that this is some kind of a criminal matter, you're likely to get a continuance fairly easily, right?
Yeah, I think in traffic court, small claims court, maybe some district court, it's easier to get a continuance, and like you said,
at least once, and maybe several times, right? Like there's traffic tickets that you may be able to get several continuances on.
Now you might have to give a reason, and an attorney would, if you've got an attorney and you're going to let the attorney know ahead of time, the attorney can probably do more than you can walking in the day of. But the court understands, and there's some things built in. Now it's hard to do without actually being there.
Yeah.
Right. So you've already made the trip down, and
but that being said,
but once you move up to like Superior Court, Court of Appeals, continuances aren't doled out easily.
No, you're gonna need a fairly compelling reason, especially after that initial continuance, if you get that.
Yeah, so when they're setting stuff, Superior Court is very regimented. Things get set for mediation, they get set for trial, and the courts just aren't going to move that because that inconveniences. Once you get to the Superior Court level, you've got witnesses, you've got jurors, you've got attorneys, you've got parties, and usually a lot's riding on it, and it's not as easy to move, and so you should always be ready to deal with a case when it's scheduled, because it's things happen. People go have to go to the hospital. You have health. You have things, but the dog eating your homework kind of stuff is not gonna go over very well.
Yeah. That's true. And has that ever worked for anything in the history of things?
I think I knew somebody whose dog actually did chew up their homework.
Yeah.
I don't know if it worked.
But even if they did, did it work? I mean, I feel like that's the most tragic thing that can happen to you. Like, if that genuinely happens to you and you have to give that as a legitimate reason, you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyways.
All right, so that question was easy enough.
That's a good question.
But I remember, I've seen people in traffic court, which is designed, for folks without attorneys, and you get to talk to the judge, you get to talk to the ADA. But I've seen people, with like on their 8th continuance, or whatever, and sometimes you're waiting for something else to happen, but that's definitely not the rule. That's the exception, I would think.
Yeah, anything over those very, the super lowly infractions in traffic court. And, you're going to need a fairly compelling reason, most likely.
All right, next question I got here is, can you sue a veterinarian for malpractice? That's the next question I got.
Yeah, brother.
You can sue a veterinarian
You can
for
technically
negligence.
sue anyone for anything. I mean, you may not win, but that didn't stop you from suing them, man.
So you can sue a veterinarian or a lot of different people for negligence, right? That's not performing their duties up to the normal standard of care. And so if they do something wrong, I've seen where some veterinarians have you sign some waivers, right? Where, kind of like a doctor, you go in for surgery, you're going to sign a waiver where
there's risk attendant with any creature surgery, just like there are for any human surgery.
Yeah. And, the law looks at dogs and cats, they're personal property, right? Mm-hmm. They're the same as a car. Are they the same as the car? Yeah, I guess they would be the same as any personal property. Yeah. So it's not a human, so it's not like a medical malpractice, but it's they screw up your dog. Now, what's the value of a dog? Mm-hmm. I feel like we've talked about that before too.
Yeah, we talked. Yes. Have we? Are you doing another radio show?
Did we get into the conversation about if another person's dog bites you?
Yeah, we've talked about dog bites for sure.
We talked about dog bites and the statutes. Done dog bites.
Speaking of which, man, as an aside, there's apparently a wild pack of dogs terrorizing Barber Mill Road area of Clayton.
That's always crazy.
Did you
to
hear
me.
that?
No, I haven't heard that.
I heard that. They're killing like other people's pets and stuff. They're at large to this day.
Now, are we sure they're dogs, or could they be coyotes?
It's a ragtag group of dogs. Like, whoever's seen them has described them. It's like 6 dogs, and they're all different breeds, and they're like, it's not like just all of one aggressive dog. It's like 6 random dogs that have just formed a gang, basically, and they're terrorizing the community.
It seems like that would be an easy enough thing to stop after the first time.
You would think so. Tell it to these dogs that are still at large, though.
So has anybody been hurt, I guess, or are they just getting
I think they're getting animals to this point, but you don't want to get rolled up on by the gang, the 6th Street posse of dogs.
That's kind of crazy. That should be like a anti-Disney movie, right? These dogs.
Yeah.
It's like what was the movie where the dog and the cat and they're all friends and it's the Incredible Journey or something?
Homeward Bound.
Is that what it is?
Well, there's 2 Homeward Bounds. And you've got, I could actually tell you a lot about these movies, but they run away from home. They don't run away from home. They get taken. Anyways.
They form a group.
They don't form it. They are in a group. They're a part of a family from the jump, Josh.
And so okay. Well, I was thinking about that movie, except they're not good. They're not good dogs.
So it's the opposite of Homeward Bound. They run into some rough characters in Homeward Bound, the dogs do. You never seen Homeward Bound, man?
I think I had to read the book.
I'm pretty sure you've got. I know the animals' names, but the actors. I think you got Michael J. Fox.
This is the first one.
At both of them, there's 2. And maybe there's more. I know of 2. You got Michael J. Fox, and I'm pretty sure you have Sally Field as the cat, Sassy,
the flying nut.
I don't know who plays Shadow. Shadow's the old wise golden retriever. I don't know who the actor is. I think he's going to die, and then I think he just doesn't. Anyways, I'm going to look up who that actor is.
They usually kill off.
That's very important.
They usually kill off an animal in one of those movies.
Yeah, they pretend like they're going to, and then they...
Yeah, Disney, it's usually the mother.
Man.
The mother usually passes away in some form or fashion.
Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey is the... I didn't know they had a subtitle, but it does. Let's see.
Judica County Radio. Josh Whitaker. Joe Hamer, managing partners at the firm Whitaker and Hamer. The power behind this program, your law firm for life. Offices conveniently located for you in Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay, Farina, Gastonia, and in Morehead City. Couple of ways you can get in touch with the firm if you've got any legal questions. You can certainly email the show, info@judicacounty.com. We'll answer the question on a future broadcast, info@judicacounty.com. If you need something a little bit quicker, you can always call the firm, 800-659-1186. That's 800-659-1186. Leave your contact information, briefly what the call's about, and an attorney with Whitaker and Hamer will be in touch. We've got more questions and, of course, some antics between Josh and Joe. That's all coming up in our final segment of Judica County Radio. We're back right after this.